okay? The Odyssey, the reviews, the reactions, the craziness, what is happening right now with this movie, this hyped up movie. I can't wait. I'm watching it this weekend, and here are some of the reviews from the top YouTubers I watch the most and trust the most. Keep in mind, I am waiting on the Cortex YouTube channel review, as they're a little bit more of sequenced and more of narration. But let's go to first Chris Stuckman. I've read his Letterboxd review, and he's calling it a masterpiece, that like a movie that everyone's going to be wondering if you would watch if you had watched it years from now. And I think he's absolutely right. I mean, he said some of the scenes were pretty horrifying, and obviously there's no spoilers in these reviews, but apparently the way that Chris Stuckman was saying that Christopher Nolan made some of these scenes were pretty horrifying and pretty scary. And it was really a well-made story, and it was huge improvement and the overarching achievement of Christopher Nolan's filmmaking and filmography. Then we have the Flick Pick. The Flick Pick and Austin Burke did a reaction video where they talked about the Odyssey. The Flick Pick and Austin Burke both praised the movie, saying that the action is insane. You know, it's very meditative. It's very breathable. You know, it feels like a lot of his films combined coming up to today, as if this film is a mix between Inception, Interstellar, and medieval films all together. Then they also mentioned, Austin Burke had mentioned that if you do like Christopher Nolan's movies, this is going to be amazing for you and you're going to love it. But if you don't like it, then like generally, if you don't like his general movies, then this movie is going to still seem like an achievement, but not as much for you. And more of like a really well-made movie that's also a movie that is completely just not their type. Because there's obviously critics. I mean, look at France. A lot of the French critics, which, je parle petit français et intermédiaire, I can speak some French, intermediate. They have praised Christopher Nolan's new movie, The Odyssey. If you look at the reviews though from the YouTubers, right? If you look at Austin Burke's review, he said he loved it. He said that the action was amazing, and that the scenes, there's only one scene he said that was only 5 minutes of slow. The rest of it he said was amazing. And this is, as a person who's excited about this movie, I think Oppenheimer is his best film. I think The Dark Knight is his best action-related superhero film. Inception inspired me as a filmmaker. But I think if we're looking at this is some good signs, because clearly the audiences have been very hyped up for this movie, and it seems to be satisfactory. Everybody's getting what they want. The Oscars are going to be insane this year, because now you got Christopher Nolan in the mix, not just Obsession or Backrooms or Project Hail Mary. The Flick Pick talked about it too. He was in the same video mentioning that the movie was exciting. It was nothing new for him, but it's still incredibly exciting. And it's the best movie he's seen since The Dark Knight, since that era, the Dark Knight Inception era. And that's what it felt like for him. So for a lot of the people who aren't into the time-related, biopic variants, this is a movie for you, even though I love both of them, all of them, right? Also, we're going to go to Film Stocked. That's another channel I watch, Film Stocked. Been watching him for a few years. I mean, I've been watching Chris Stuckman since 2013, 2014, Flick Pick since 2014. I've been watching Austin Burke since about 2020, near the pandemic. I caught on to his filmmaking videos and a lot of his videos on, the filmmakers and, his reviews. I thought that stuff was really cool. So I keep up with that stuff. I think Film Stock, I've been on his live streams before. Pretty exciting. I like the way his live streams are like set up, where it's like, you could ask questions about films and shows. And I like how he mixed the shows and the movies. Chris Stuckman is more of a movies guy with a little bit of shows, barely more movies. Flick Pick is more of movies. Austin Burke, he watches the shows, but he talks more about the movies. He's also more of the Oscar contender reviewer, even though there's the award experts, the awards contenders, like the Oscar expert YouTuber. I watch them, and the awards contender, they're great. But Film Stock had mentioned that he's very critical of people who praise Christopher Nolan movies, saying that he wants to hear what it actually is that's great rather than just hearing that it's great. And he has said this movie is exciting. The action is amazing. It's worth it. You should go watch it, and you need to see it. And I think overall, all of the reviewers of these movies have been saying you need to see it in IMAX. You need to see it on the full big scale, on the full scale of the music, of the audio with the loud bombs, right? I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm going to have a list of all the Christopher Nolan movies, including the Odyssey coming out, all together ranked. And I'm going to have my reviews and reactions. So anyway, everybody, I'm Owen Shapiro. I'm out. I'm excited more than ever for this film. And I think the last time I've been excited was Oppenheimer and Tenet. So I'm Owen Shapiro. I'm out. Stay cinematic.